Okay, welcome back everyone. So today we are going to do our sports. I didn't upload a video last week, but I recorded it, but it wasn't that much because there wasn't anything that important. So I just scrapped the video and didn't upload it because I'd rather not upload than upload some shit content. This is a shit content, but content that I'm not that into. So that's why I didn't upload it. So let's get into it. Okay, so what happened? Australian GP was both boring and surprising. I won't say it was entertaining because there weren't many fights. Sorry, Verstappen started first, finished first. I think in total he got like 5 minutes screen time in the race. He got more screen time when he was out of the race and the pit lane for the red flags. So like Verstappen was through. First lap was amazing because George and Hamilton both overtook Verstappen, but because Charles bended into the gravel because Lance got sandwiched, and he when he braked he DNF Charles, so that's why Charles was out. Kind of sad for Ferrari that this season isn't working out. Later in the race, Sainz at the last lap, Sainz also got a penalty. It was kind of sad seeing like Sainz was almost crying, but he deserved it. He made a huge error and which caused 5 to 6 cars to DNF. So I believe obviously he deserved to get the 5 second penalty, even though I felt a little bit sad because he was crying. But it's life. You can't you if you make a mistake, you have to pay for it. It's kind of sad for Ferrari that everyone thought that Binotto is the problem, but even when Binotto is gone, they're even worse now. They're the fourth best car right now behind Aston Martin. So let's see what happens. And another sad thing, as a George Russell fan, I was devastated because the race started amazing. George went to the inside and overtook Verstappen. So, but obviously Hamilton tried to fight him. But after the red flag, because Albon pinned it, I don't know. There were like two mistakes which didn't make sense. So Albon pinned it, which caused a red flag because Russell pitted. So he was really disadvantaged. And after that, he DNF. Hamilton was on fire. His racing was on fire. George Russell's car was on fire. So overall, Mercedes was on fire. It depends. Hamilton got the good part of it. George got the bad part of it. So the thing is that Hamilton was complaining all throughout the race, even though I think he knew he had the tires and he was just trying to trick Alonso into pushing him. So Hamilton defended Alonso. He couldn't close that 1.52 second gap. As Hamilton was saying, my tires are finished. Then he sets the fastest lap. So it was kind of weird because there were like three red flags. The first one was because of Albon, the second one was because of Magnussen, the third one was because of Science. So all three drivers finished out of the points, all the three drivers that caused the collision. I believe that the FIA made the right decision to make the right decision to red flag or not a safety car to conserve laps, because if they did not conserve the laps, it would have been a boring race, and like after 14 laps, after the first safety car, 5 to 6 laps would have been wasted. So that's why I believe they did the right decision, even though like at the end it was kind of weird that the racing car just went out and just rolled around and finished the race. Alonso got podium. Okay, this part is solely for Alonso. Alonso is like next level driver. He's consistent. He's such a big genius that makes overtakes in the race. He makes overtakes out of the race. He makes overtakes in red flags. Like there isn't any situation while he's not making overtakes. When he's on holidays, I am 100% sure he's still overtaking people. And the knowledge and bank of knowledge Alonso has. Even after the crash, instead of being angry, shouting, he was like, he shouted once and was like, "Oh, okay, there's a rule in FIA, page number 59, third line, fourth word, section number this, chapter number this, that states that if Verstappen doesn't cross the first sector, it should I should get my place back." So like he's a genius. If he I believe if he uses 100% of his mind on racing, he can win with a Williams. So another good thing on Williams, another good thing about Williams was their pace was great this race. Even in qualifying, Albon was easily in Q3. He didn't have to fight that hard. What else? Lando had a great race. He did everything correctly. His overtake on Hulkenberg was great. Piastri was also lucky that he got into the points because science DN not science because science binned every three science got all of those collisions, so the homeboy also got some points. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. Verstappen was cruising, trimming the grass, like helping the stewards and stuff. So I know one race, what will happen is Verstappen will fully push the car, finish the race, and then Ricardo will sit in the car, start the race, and then finish second. So finish third, not second. So right now, Red Bull seems unstoppable. I, Perez was great. He made loads of overtake. That overtake on Magnussen and Ocon was great. But I still believe that there is literally no chance he can challenge Verstappen without luck, because Verstappen is on another level. Where if Verstappen was 20th instead of Perez, he would be second or first. So Verstappen is just next level. You can't compete with him. So, like, Alonso is next level. Aston Martin are amazing. Stroll also finished great. Stroll finished fourth after Sainz obviously got out of the points because of his penalties. And Sonoda was also like 10th, so that's also great. I think that's it. It was kind of a weird race. There was some, maybe after the first lap, I was a little bit hopeful that maybe, just maybe, Mercedes could challenge Red Bull, but it was too easy for Max. So let's see what happens in Azerbaijan in a month. So I believe they're going to win. Not, I mean, Red Bull is going to win. Maybe if there's a reliability issue, someone else can win, but that's going to really hard. That's going to be really hard. Perez had a very shit weekend if we take everything into account. His practice was bad. He had traffic issues all the time. So that was bad. He gravel trapped the car in qualifying and started 20th. So like he needs to improve if he wants to compete with Max. And there's literally no chance that Ricardo gets a seat like gets a race or something. I hope so because Ricardo is great and all, but Red Bull don't need Ricardo. They already have Verstappen, and like if Ricardo is there, he's going to compete. Maybe they'll crash, they'll hit each other. So it's better that Perez drives the car, not for racing but for Red Bull. Okay, so this is why am the F1 part over. Moving on to football. So for football, there wasn't anything that special. Liverpool lost to Man City 4-1. I predicted it in the video that I didn't publish, but 4-1, 3-1, 3-1 was my prediction, but 4-1 also, it's the same result. I expected it, so let's see what happens. And is like right now, an hour ago, Graham Potter was sacked. So most likely Nagelsmann will replace him. So for Nagelsmann, I think it's an upgrade going from a team that doesn't like him to a team that has unlimited money. The only problem is their owner is a Yank, so I don't know if he make the right decisions or he just make commercial decisions. By commercial decision, I mean buying players that are good commercially and not players that will help the team. That's so. What else? That's it. I think so. So and UFC, there's going to be a fight next week between the rematch between Adesanya and Pereira. I think Pereira is going to win because he's in Adesanya's head. Like mentally speaking, I don't think Adesanya has the mental grit to defeat someone who's defeated him three times. Maybe the first time Pereira got lucky, but the other two times Adesanya got knocked out. So even though the UFC fight was close, at the in the last round where it mattered most, Pereira won. So let's see what happens. I predict Pereira is going to win. Same last round, or it's going to be a knockout. It isn't going to be a decision. Even if it's a decision, Pereira is going to win just because he's the champion. So you have to like impress special. Like you have to impress more to like you have to impress more to take the belt away. So let's see what happens. And there isn't anything that entertaining about that card. I think there's a fight between Street Jesus and Gilbert Burnt. I think it's in that card. So let's see what happens. I hope Street Jesus wins so that he either fights Edward. That's going to be a great fight, or if he's going to fight Kobe, he's going to lose because his wrestling is terrible. So let's see what happens in that. And at last, cricket, Pakistan had a series with Afghanistan that Pakistan lost. The whole squad didn't perform. It showed how crucial and important Rizwan and Babar are. Even though they would have played like a 150 run rate and everyone would have criticized them, but in these matches the most run rate was like 120, 130. So they were really missed. Only Imad and Ihsanullah performed. They were both, Ihsanullah was amazing and Imad was also amazing. The rest, everyone was horrible. There wasn't anyone that played great. Shadab had very bad captaincy. Azam Khan was horrible at wicket keeping. So it was horrible. Like their team doesn't deserve to like most of the players don't deserve to be in the team. So let's see what happens. I think Saim and Harris can make a comeback, but they still need to be slowly added to a team. I like putting them like fully into the pressure of being in the national team wasn't the right decision. Even though I agreed at that time, but it wasn't the right decision. So let's see what happens. I think Saim and Harris deserve the chance. They are better, and Harris obviously performed in the World Cup, so obviously he deserves the chance. So that's it for sports. I think okay. One more thing, I did a little bit of research. I'm not going to watch the IPL matches. I'm just going to watch highlights, but I'll still cover it. So nothing that interesting happened. Virat got an 80, had a great innings. The captain of RCB also got a 70 and got the man of the match. He had a great catch, so that was great. I watched the first match between uh, that's I think GT Gujarat Titans. I mean Pandya's team, and don't expect me to know any of the name. I know the captain's name. So between Pandya's team and Dhoni's team, so Pandya's team won easily. So they are the defending champions. So obviously they have to show that they're defending. They're great. That's why they won it. So let's see what happens. Most of the players that were bought for like high prices, Ben Stokes, Tom Curran, now those players didn't perform that well. They were frankly shit. So let's see what happens. I think I'll support RCB just because I like their roster. I'm not really into any of those teams like nationally and stuff, but same for the PSL. So I think I'll just support RCB. Okay, thank you for watching. This one will be a little bit short. I'm not covering the tech stuff because that's kind of boring and repetitive, and not. I don't have that much to say about it. So thank you for watching, and that's it. I don't have. That's it. Thank you for watching, and good night.